Irene, the founder of The Power of Writing, and in this video series, I'm doing 12 episodes, and today is day one of 12 days to writing and publishing your first book. So in this very first one today, I want to share with you one of the most important and powerful things about writing and publishing your first book. And that, my friend, is knowing your market. When you're deciding what book you want to write and who you're writing it for, you need to know exactly who you're writing your book for. Who's going to buy it? What problem are you solving? So this is one of the most important things to selling and promoting and writing and creating the content for your book. So I know this is seasonal and holiday, and I'm doing it intentionally because instead of the 12 days of Christmas, as a gift to you, I'm doing the 12 days of getting published. And why should you listen to me? Well, I'm Irene. I've written over a dozen books just this past year alone, bunch coming up getting published. But my very first book, I wrote, published, and sold my very first copy in only 2 weeks. Okay, I set a deadline for 2017. I got it in just under the wire, but I did it. And I published my first book in only 2 weeks. So if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so but one of the first things you need to know, you need to study your market. And right now there's this huge controversy going on about Peloton and their ads. And it's such a brilliant, beautiful story that I have to share it with you, a few gold nuggets that you can learn and implement into your book writing strategy and your marketing strategy to get your book in as many hands as possible, to gain more influence in your life, gain more impact, and, well, get into the media. Did you know that one of the easiest and fastest ways to get media exposure, like interviews, radio interviews, podcast interviews, is publishing a book? When you tell someone you're a published author, they immediately look at you as an expert in your field. Let me tell you what I mean. Only 2 months after I published my first book, I was asked to become the health and fitness expert on an award-winning radio show, the Queen Sylvie Show, where I went live every month in front of millions of people, okay, millions of listeners. And that is the impact one book can have on your life. So it's so important to know your market. And what Peloton did, they studied, they niched down, they knew exactly who was going to buy their product. They don't care about all these people saying, oh, she's too skinny, and oh, she looks insecure, and her husband bought her an exercise bike. And then, the cost. Well, they're not targeting the average American, okay? Statistics show that the average American can't afford a $2,400 stationary bike, okay? Now, I didn't even see the ad. I heard about the controversy, and when I saw that ad, oh my God, I want a Peloton. So Santa, if you're watching, it's on my Christmas list. I want a Peloton. So, but that's the thing. They're targeting their target market. So you want to know exactly who is going to buy your book. So just like they know exactly who's going to buy their book, their Peloton, their exercise equipment, they don't care about, the average American sitting on the couch eating potato chips or can't even get to a spin class to appreciate what a Peloton can do, okay? It's a spin class in your home. And if you haven't been to a spin class, they're not easy. So she's getting all, anxious, nervous. People are like, oh, she looks. Have you taken a spin class? I have. Okay, I'm so excited. I want a Peloton. Okay, I want a spin class in my house. I don't want to get in my car and drive to the gym at 5 in the morning to get the best instructor, to get the best class to start my day. Man, if I can get up and jump on that bike, it's just gold. Okay, so they knew exactly what they were doing. So kudos to Peloton. But this is how you can implement the same strategy into your book, into your marketing. So know exactly who is going to buy your book. Okay, study your market. You can go on Amazon. You can look at other books in your genre, okay, and read the reviews. See what people are saying about the book, and how can you make your book a little bit better? Like, what's missing? What are people in your market looking for that they don't already have in the books that are already published? And that's how you can create your own unique selling proposition and solve a problem that maybe isn't being solved yet. Okay, so that's one way to study your market. Go jump into forums. There's like Quora, and I don't know, there are a bunch of them. Join a Facebook group. When I first started writing my first book, which was in the health and fitness industry, the weight loss, I joined the Self Challenge because I wanted to see what people needed. What were they looking for? They wanted motivation. They needed encouragement. They needed a support group. So you want to know what your target audience needs. Okay, so those are a few ways that you can study your market. And also, you want to hit those emotional triggers. That's why it's so important to know what keeps them up at night, what causes them stress, what do they need, what problem are you trying to solve. And when you know those emotional triggers, and you can incorporate that into your book, in your book title, your subtitle, into your marketing campaign, and inside your book, you want to solve those problems. You want to trigger those emotions so that people not only buy your book, but that they use your book as their resource to solve their problem, and they not only read your book, but they do the work. They follow through, and that's going to get you reviews. It's going to get you more publicity for your book, and it's going to help people. Okay, isn't that what it's all about? I mean, why did you go into business? I went into business because I just wanted to help people. I realized, years ago, when I was in my 20s, one of my first sales and marketing job, I was a ad rep at the #1 hit music station, Kiss 98.5, but it wasn't fulfilling enough for me. So I was giving blood one day, and I was just kind of sitting in the chair. The guys come around, they check on you, and then at the end they bring you cookies and juice to make sure you don't faint or get dizzy. And I asked him, I said, "Oh, do you work here or are you a volunteer?" He said, "Oh, no, I'm a volunteer." Like, these cute little old people volunteering their time, right, to make sure you don't pass out, and that would be bad. So it was always my excuse. If I keep giving blood, I get to eat cookies today. So I eat all of these cookies, take a couple packs with me, drink the juice. And I just thought, oh my gosh, how do you become a volunteer for the Red Cross? And he said, just, contact the volunteer department. So I did, and I found out there were so many exciting volunteer opportunities that I ended up becoming a disaster action team member. For 4 years, I put myself on call once a week, sometimes twice a month, depending on my schedule, where in the middle of the night I would get paged. Yeah, back then, remember that old pager? You probably don't know, I'm dating myself. This is before cell phones, or before I could afford one or have one, right when there were these big clunky things. So I had a pager, and I would get paged, and it was typically house fires. But these people had nowhere to go. So our job as a disaster action volunteer, we would go out and we would make sure they had food, shelter. I would get them set up in a warm hotel room or a motel, and make sure they had a fresh hot meal first thing in the morning, a clothes voucher so they can get clothes, because they'd often walk out of there with only the clothes on their back. Everything in their home was destroyed. So food, shelter, clothing, a free cab ride to the hotel where I knew these people had safety and a warm place to sleep that night and a fresh hot meal in the morning. Okay, so I did this for 4 years, and then I would do a walkthrough through the property. I'd put my big boots on and my little hat and my jacket over my coat, and we would, do an assessment of the home. But what I've realized is that, I can help one family, okay, in a few hours, but by writing a book, I can impact millions of people in the same amount of time that I can write a book, okay? You can write a book in a few hours in a weekend, okay? The same amount of time that I can help a couple of families, I can impact millions of lives. And that is the power of a book. So if you're ready to create more impact in this world and more influence in your life, write a book. Write a book, and it's not too late. There's a few weeks left in December of 2019. Wouldn't you like to bring in the new year 2020 as a newly published author. Can you imagine? And it's so easy to get in the media. So there's another thing from Peloton. With this controversy, they are getting free media exposure. Like everywhere, it's blown up. Like it couldn't have worked better for them, right, in their favor. And they triggered so many emotions in so many people that they're landing this free media coverage. So in my upcoming course, Blank Page to Publish, I share with you the exact way I was landing 1 to 3, sometimes 5 media interviews a week. And the exact same template I used to get the interview on the award-winning Queen Sylvie show, where I became the health and fitness expert and went live in front of millions of people every month. Okay, so this is video 1. Watch for video 2. In the next video 2 of 12 days to write and publish your first book, I'm going to share with you the exact strategies that I've used to write well over a dozen books, and how to overcome that daunting, overwhelming feeling of writing your first book. And I'm telling you, I guarantee if you do what I say in this next video, it will just lift that burden off your shoulders, and you'll be like, wow, I can do this. So watch the next video. If you like this, hit subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell to get notified of the next video, and yeah, let's do this together. And if you want even more information fast and you want it right now, I put together a free training video series, 5 secrets, my 5 top secrets to write and publish your first book fast. So hit the link below if you want access to the free training, and I'll see you in the next video soon.